All right, for sale is my Line 6 Spider Valve 212. It's the Mark 1 version, the first one that they came out with, and the FBV shortboard MK2, which you see here on the floor. One of my favorite things about this amplifier is how versatile it is. Get a ton of sounds out of it. If you play in any sort of cover band where you need to cover a lot of real estate, so to speak, this thing will do you right. It certainly has never let me down. What I thought I'd do is play through a couple things for you just so you can see what it can do. I'm going to demo the foot switch capability first, going through different types of effects, show you some different sounds that I've got saved up, and then I'll walk you through the different amplifier models and just play a couple of simple chords so you can hear how this thing sounds. So a couple of these. Let's start with one of my favorite things about this, again, is the versatility. So you can save up. It has onboard effects. It's got chorus, flange, phaser, tremolo for the modulation side. It's got a standard digital delay, a tape echo, and then a sweep echo, which is kind of like a digital delay with a flange built into it. And it's got reverb, a whole suite of different distorted sounds, and you can cue these things up with your presets. So for instance, I've got an example I'll play for you here. If you're an Incubus fan, pardon me, the verse has tons of different effects on it. It's got a little bit of phase, it's got a little bit of delay, it's got some reverb, and then the chorus is just straight distortion. So rather than having to tap dance between all that stuff, you can cue it up in one channel. And then kick it over. Ready to hit back? So you get the idea. It's nice that you can cue it up that way. I didn't talk about it before I did it, but this thing has a great integrated volume and wah. So rather than having two different pedals, you got them in one. It's a toe actuated wah. So you heard me doing the volume swells on Pardon Me. Come in. You're a fan of Tool. And then, you know, toe actuated wah. Here's the wah. Couldn't resist noodling around, but you get the idea. So it does a good distorted sound. It does different, a whole range of different clean sounds. I'll play through those in a minute. One of the cool things about the presets is you can save it with effects turned off. So for instance, let's kick it over here to this blues channel that I've got saved here. This is just a rhythm kind of blues sound. On the bridge position there, a little more treble. But what I've got saved in here is I've got a little bit of delay saved, so I can turn that on if I want it. You've also got a stomp function for any channel that you pre-save. It's like a clean boost. Depending on where you have the preset saved, it can give you more distortion or not. I would call it in between kind of a clean boost and an overdrive, depending on how you have the channel set initially. So here's what that sounds like before the boost. And with the boost. I don't know if you could hear the difference on the video there, but that one's actually more of a clean. I just got some volume in the room. So yeah, that's kind of what this thing's about. Lots of flexibility, lots of preset options. You've got the literature for this thing's online. I don't remember how many banks you have, but it's several banks of 4 channels, or 4 presets each. You can actuate in between them here. You've got your let me see, A, B, C, D. It's got an onboard tuner, so you can tap and hold this, tune up. I'm tuned down in the E flat right now. See if everything looks good there. D's a little flat. Ooh, there we go. If you've got a delay function going on, if I wanted to save this, you can tap delay it here. So you hear that, and then I can speed it up if I want. Slow it down. So that's nice. You got some onboard flexibility. If you count the song off in a slightly different tempo, you can adjust on the fly, which is pretty cool. Right. So I'm going to move this a little bit closer and walk you through just some of the different channel sounds here. Give me a minute. Take the guitar off first. How about that? Smack it around. Oh, I'm playing an Epiphone dot that I've modified pretty heavily for this demo, in case you're curious. So it's a 2 humbucker, hollow body amplifier, and that I dig the sound of. But it's maybe a little darker. A Strat will, of course, or a Tele will sound much spankier through this thing. So I'm going to try and zoom in on the controls here, and yeah, that's probably about as good as we're gonna get. There we go. Cool. All right, let me pick the guitar back up. So what I'm gonna do here is just go through the different amp models. This thing has 12 amplifier models. Again, I don't remember them off the top of my head. You'd have to look at the literature online, but it's got 2 cleans, 2 twangs, 2 blueses, 2 crunches, 2 metals, 2 insanes. You'll hear it as I go through. I'll play 3 chords, just an E, D, A, for the different amp models, and if I'm feeling it, maybe noodle a little bit. But you'll hear as you get into the default settings for the metal and insane, they've got them EQ'd such that kind of doesn't matter what pickup setting you're on the guitar, and you'll hear that as we go through. Of course, these are all presets, so I'm just going to go through the way that comes from the factory here, but these knobs here, drive, bass, mid, treble, and channel volume, as you function through presets, they're doing stuff in the background. The knobs don't necessarily represent what's stored in your channel. Now, as soon as you turn them, however, you can change things as you move them around, so you'll hear that. And then I'll probably early on sweep through some of these effects so you can hear what the different modulations, the delays, and of course the reverb sound like. And again, here, if you don't have the footboard, which I'm selling with the amp, if you didn't have that, this is your tap for your delay, or you press and hold for your tuner. But again, you're not going to need that because it got the footboard. Alright, so let's flip it over here to yellow clean, whatever that means. And I'm going to turn up the channel volume a little bit, just so we've got a Got a nice loud sound. Again, I'm going to play bridge, both pickups, and neck, 3 chords, just so you can hear. Bridge is first. It's the middle. And here's the neck. Okay. And let's go to the next clean. Here we go. Bridge. Turn up the channel volume just a little bit. There we go. Mid. It's got a nice sweet sound to it. Give it a little bit of delay here. Breaks up a little bit if you pick it hard. I like that sound. Alright, twang. I'll play a little treble lick for you here. I'll let me do the chorus first. Bridge, mid, neck. Twangy lick. There we go. Let's do blue twang. And I think the twangs are classed off of Lee tweed amps. Give me 1 second here. I'm losing phone battery power. I'm gonna plug this in. Hopefully, the video won't go dark. Come here, you. Yeah, there we are. All right, rock on. Okay. Blue twang. So treble chords or bridge pickup rather. This channel's got a little more distortion in it. Middle and neck. Twangy lick on the bridge chord. I'll clean it up a little bit. That's with the volume knob on 10. This is with it around 7. Now it does clean up well, but you lose a fair amount of volume pretty quick, so I can engage the stomp switch and get that back. So that's not as punchy as with the volume on the guitar on 10, but I can roll it off, clean it up a little bit, hit the stomp to get the volume back. So you just got to learn the thing a little bit. Blues channel. So these typically get hotter as you crunch around. You'll see me turning the channel volume down a little bit. It's because they got more preamp gain for these as you drive around, and so I'm bumping it back so that it's as level loaded as I can make it for this video. Let's hear the bridge chorus. Middle. And neck. How about a blues lick on the neck position? That's a pretty crunchy blues. It's more like a Billy Gibbons style. I like it. We go to blue blues, whatever that means. 3 chords on bridge, middle, and neck. Now this is a bit darker blues channel, but the gain on it's also a little bit smoother. So I can, I'm on the neck right now, tone 10, volume 10, this is the sound. Also responds really well to picking again. You can hear how well that chord cleaned up. This is still volume 10, tone 10. It's kind of a gentle strum, but again, if I hit it hard. Alright, anyway, you get the idea. We want to crunch. I like the crunch channels a lot. These are, when I'm gigging this thing, these are where I leave it a lot of times, because depending on your presets, you can clean it up very well. You can get a good grit to it, and I'll kind of show you. It's really versatile. These crunch presettings, anything from rock to blues to, you know, yeah, rock to blues. So 3 chords, bridge. Alright, we got interrupted with the, had a phone call there, so we're going to start again. This is the crunch bridge, 3 chords, middle, and the neck. You can tell already the preset for this channel is pretty dark, but you can change that pretty easily. So let's hear real quick. Let's get a slow flange going. So you'll recognize this lick. This is a good one. I'm going to kick it over to the middle position. So we said this is a dark preset, right? It sounds a little bit muddy. And again, I'm playing double humbucker, hollow body. This is a pretty dark guitar. But what I can do is you'll hear. So let me just let this thing ring. You hear the click there. There goes the bass. So that's the middle. Again, it was dark before. Now I've got it EQ'd the way I like it for this. Now the neck's really bright. Or sorry, the bridge is really bright. And the neck. So that sounds pretty good. Throw a little bit of delay on it, and let's hear what the solo sound that was on the neck. Tone of 10, volume of 10. It's actually a little bright now. I probably need to back the treble off a little bit, but you get the idea. So while we're here, I already played the flange. This is chorus flange, so at this end of the dial, it's closer to a flange. Take delay and stomp off here. Oh, whoops. Oh, there we go. Let me roll it back. accidentally had the preset on the footboard. Back to it. So let's hear. Flange goes like this. The chorus end of that sounds like this. Phase. And tremolo. Let's really get in there on this one. And it actually turns pretty staccato there at the upper end of it. You get a smooth sound, roll it all the way up to the top, and you can hear it change. I'll leave it about there. Anyway, Blue Crunch. So I'm done my noodling, and let's just get through the rest of them. Bridge, middle, neck. Again, EQ'd pretty dark. You can hear that you only really get the distinction with bridge to middle, but again, you can save your own settings here and get it set the way you like. I find that the presets on this amp, especially as you go up in gain, are set up more for a single coil type guitar where you get the you'll still get distinct tones in between your different positions. Me set up with a double humbucker guitar, I've monkeyed around with my own preset channels to compensate for that. So let's hear Metal 1. Gonna roll off the volume pedal first, roll it back in. Here's what we sound like. Bridge, middle, in the middle position. Alright, so your blue metal. And again, these are EQ'd hot, so I'm rolling the channel volume back. That's real hot. Roll that back. Here we go, bridge. That was bridge, middle. Let's do the neck. Alright, rock on. Let's do the insane now. And these are, as they're advertised, insane. Lots and lots of gain. Bridge position. Middle. And neck. Take a while pretty well. There. Alright. Last channel. Blue Insane. Turn that back a little bit. Roll up the volume. Alright, bridge. position. Whoop. Right. Hang on. Losing my stand here. All right. Sorry if you got dizzy. Pull the foot switch back a little bit, and one last song demo, and then we'll call it a day. So here we go. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching. If you're interested, drop me a line and take it easy.